It is 7:04 p.m. I'm going to call this meeting of the Holyoke City Council to order. It's Tuesday, December 16th, and the clerk will call the roll.
Anderson Burgos?
Here.
Bartley?
Here.
Devine?
Here.
Givner?
Here.
Graney?
Here.
Jordan? McGrath Smith?
Here.
Murphy Ramboletti?
Here.
Ocasio? Here. Israel Rivera?
Here.
Jenny Rivera? Sullivan?
Here.
Bacon.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God bless the city of Hoyoke.
And the city council.
Madam Clerk, Kevin Jordan is here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So just before a little housekeeping, we are being recorded and this meeting is being translated into Spanish. So thank you to our friends at Holyoke Media who are doing so. The first this evening is Councilor Bacon to be pulled for voting. And I think that's all the housekeeping I have. We're obviously live in City Council chambers. So with that, we do have we have quite a few special guests this evening. And I would like to invite Councilor McGrath Smith up to the podium as she is the maker of the order. And I would love to invite our special guests, the Holyoke Community College volleyball team, to join us in council chambers. I'm going to get out of here.
This dais is not made for short people. I am pleased and proud to be able to give this proclamation on behalf of the City Council. It reads, "Be it resolved that the Holyoke City Council extends its congratulations to the HCC women's volleyball team, the Cougars, in recognition of winning the NCJAA Northeast Division Volleyball Championship for the first time in HCC history." I'm going to give this proclamation to the coach, Juan Collins, and to his team, and I'm going to ask him to say a few words.
All right. Thank you. All right, so first and foremost, I want to say thank you to the Holyoke City Council for giving us this award. Thank you to our president and to our AD for their unwavering support throughout the entire season, for allowing us to go out to Iowa, to nationals, to give back to to the birthplace of volleyball, to represent the birthplace of volleyball out in Iowa. These girls played hard. They had an amazing season. Just hard work, dedication, trust, cover, commit, on and off the court. And so with all that, just want to say congratulations to you guys.
Let's hear it one more time for the Holyoke Community College volleyball team. Well done. Thank you so much for showing up, for making Holyoke proud. We appreciate your efforts. Thank you. And we're joined by Councilor Bacon and Chambers. Thank you. And your name was pulled first, Councilor Bacon. I don't know if you had heard that, but... and then we also have another proclamation that was... Is it filed on this agenda item that... It is... Item 69. I would entertain a motion to take 69 out
So
of order.
moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So item 69 was filed by Councilor Devine, ordered that the City Council give thanks and a proclamation to the following municipal departments for the assistance of the following in fighting the 2 recent fires and assisting those in need. This order identifies multiple departments that were present and active in supporting, and we have a full list here of folks who are receiving proclamations. And I mentioned this in my president's report at the last meeting, but it was a very tough 24 hours in Holyoke a couple of weeks ago. As usual, our community came together to show the best of why we are who we are as a community. And so it is very timely to make sure that the following folks do receive recognition, but also just to the folks that are tuning in and paying attention tonight. We appreciate all of you. The response from the community has been incredible. The donations that have been received monetarily and also just showing up and giving items or, all of the things that you need when you lose everything. So we do have proclamations. I'm not gonna, we didn't invite everyone in person because we would have been here for hours, but this is in recognition of the dedication and care that was given to the fire victims of the Clemente Street, High Street, and Franklin Street fires. And that is to the Holyoke Fire Department, the Holyoke Police Department, Enlace de Familias, Holyoke Community Emergency Response Team, the Holyoke School Department, the Gas and Electric Department, the Health Department, Cataldo Ambulance EMS, Holyoke War Memorial Commissioners, City Councilor Jenny Rivera. I'm on this list, doesn't feel worthy, but Councilor Anderson Burgos, Councilor Carmen Ocasio, newly elected Councilor Rick Purcell, newly elected Councilor Nicole Masonette, Priscilla Rivera, the Holyoke Water Department, the Holyoke Department of Public Works, Holyoke Emergency Management, and State Representative Patricia Duffy. All of these incredible people on this list and so many more. It was truly a community response. So we thank you for what you did and what you continue to do and the way that you show up for our community. So on behalf of the Holyoke City Council, I want to just thank and recognize all of these individuals on this list. And so for 69 I would entertain a motion to approve 69 and
Motion to approve.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And just to head into the president's report, I do have a couple of items just to remind folks of. This past Sunday, I was able to attend the first night of Hanukkah, the menorah lighting outside of City Hall, which was a great event, great turnout. I had a lot of latkes, and I took a bunch home, and it's been a good week on that end. And thank you to Councilor Devine for being there as well. And to the Congregation Sons of Zion for organizing. And City Hall will be hosting a Kwanzaa celebration on Friday, December 26th at 10 a.m. That's the first day of the 7 days of Kwanzaa. So hopefully you, if you are able to join, we'd love to have you here at City Hall. Jeffrey is just about finishing up organizing the lists of orders for each of our returning counselors to see which orders that you want to have continued forward. And he will send out a list that is filed by retiring counselors in case anyone wants to add their name in an effort to continue them forward as well. So just stay tuned for that. I will note that we, as we have invited in the past, our counselor-elects are in attendance. We have Counselor-elect Rick Purcell and Counselor-elect Ann Thalheimer, and Counselor-elect Nicole Masonette is on Zoom, so thank you all for being here. And then the last update, just to remind folks, the inauguration ceremony for our next term will take place on Monday, January 5th. It starts at 10 a.m. Doors are going to open at 9:30. Please be on time. Immediately after the ceremony, we come down to City Council chambers for the reorganization meeting. And that is where we will elect a president, but also new this year, we will be electing a vice president. And we will draw numbers for random seating assignments. So those are all new rules, and that will take place on January 5th as well. And at this time, I want to recognize the counselors that are with us this evening, both in person and on Zoom. If this is your last meeting for the term, I want to give everyone an opportunity to say a few words. And as the president, I just want to thank you for your service. You don't have to say a few words if you don't want to. I'm not trying to put anyone on the spot, but I will say, regardless of our agreements or our disagreements, it takes a lot of courage to run for office, and it takes a lot of work. And I don't think that people realize how much work it takes to be on the city council. Everyone says it's a part-time job, but it ends up feeling like a full-time job half the time. So I just want to thank everyone, whether you ran or if you decided not to run again. I just want to thank you for your dedication to our city, our community, and it does not go unnoticed by not only myself, but the community at large. It's not an easy job. You will never make everyone happy, and oftentimes you may question why you decided to voluntarily put your name in the ring. So thank you for all that you do. And, with that, I want to thank specifically Councilor Ocasio, Councilor Bartley, Councilor Givner, Councilor Jordan. I want to thank you all for your service to our community, and wish you the best of luck in whatever takes you next. But I do want to just give a moment, if folks want to address anyone or the audience. Councilor Jordan, I see your hand up. Thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you, Madam President. That's very gracious of you and very kind to include this in the agenda. Yes, I want to thank everybody for the opportunity to serve with you. I did just want to say a few things on a personal level. Number one, I just wanted to thank the city. Over so many years, over 30 years, I had the opportunity to serve. I had an amazing run between the City Council and the Water Commission, 31 years. It was a tremendous run and a tremendous blessing to me. I also just want to, on a very personal level, just to thank God. Jesus, our Blessed Mother. I remember when I first had my personal relationship with God at Blessed Sacrament as an altar server and a student at Blessed Sacrament School. It's just amazing the blessings that have come into my life, giving me when I first ran, 1993, just said, I'd be really honored to have an opportunity to serve, to give greater glory to God, to promote this city, to do it even though I had very little chance as such a young person at such a young age to be elected. But I'm always reminded with God all things are possible. And so it's been a tremendous opportunity. I'm very thankful for that opportunity, and I'm very thankful to the people of Holyoke to give me that chance to serve. So thank you, Madam President, for this moment to say a few thanks. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. Councilor Givner?
Thank you, Madam President. I think this has been a really awesome experience. I ran for 2 terms and have been here for the full 4 years of the 2 terms. And I have to say, if you want to talk about a crash course in municipal government and how things function, this is the way to do it. I would like to take this opportunity to encourage others to run for public office or join a committee or anything in your city. I often joke with people that Holyoke is run by 100 volunteers. And I have to say, I've been counting. It might be 89. So if you want to get involved, your city always needs you. There's plenty to do. There's committees, anything you're interested in doing, anything you're interested in raising awareness about. There's probably somebody trying to do something to further that cause. So, and I say it too, especially to our Holyoke like youth and like young adults. Like, there's so much work to do in our city. It doesn't happen by itself. People have to step up, and I'm happy that I took the opportunity to run for public office. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed like getting to understand how things function, and I think if you have a curious mind and you want to expand it, doing anything in your city as a volunteer or otherwise is the way to go. So thank you, Madam President. Thank you, city councilors. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you, Councilor Givner. Anyone else? No pressure. It's all good. Okay. Thank you. So that was my president's report. We don't have any public hearings. We do have public comment. We have folks signed up for public comment. So first on the list, I have Mark Hickey, 16 Oakwood Ave. And I'll just remind folks, in case this is your first time at public comment, we allow 2 minutes for the public to speak, and I will keep track of time. And I have my signs. I'll give you a heads up when we're at 1 minute, and then when we're done, I'll hold it up as well, and I'll let you know that time is up. So please just state your name and address for the record, and I will let you take it from here.
Thank you, Tessa. Mark Hickey, 16 Oak.
Oh, wait, I don't think your microphone's on. Want to help him one?
Don't fall. Oh, you got it. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, Mark Hickey, 16 Oakwood Avenue, Holyoke, Mass. Ward 3 Republican leader. I just wanted to say we're losing 2 Holyoke legends, and I wanted to thank Kevin Jourdain for all the work he's done. He is truly the watchdog of Holyoke, and we are going to miss you. And my good friend Dave Bartley, 7 terms, 14 years. Your dad would be super proud of you. Everybody's proud of you in Ward 3, and we thank you so much for everything you've done. Holyoke's loss is going to be our gain because there's going to be a lot more football games, a lot more road trips, and a lot more golf. So I'm looking forward to that. And thank you, wise man, and I got a little gift for you.
Thank you. All right, up next, I have John Brunel, Cherry Street, 59 Cherry Street.
There you go. John Brunel, 59 Cherry Street, Holyoke. I just wanted to come down tonight, and it's been a long time since I've been here, and Patty and I'll say I'll be brief. As for Joe McGivern, I used to always tell that to Joe, and I never was. Glad to be here tonight. Just want to wish the city councilors that have served and are going to be serving into the next election, and I just just emphasize that you try and work together. We used to always have different debate about different issue, but we'd always meet McDonald's for a Coke, right, or Francie's for a drink, something like that. And it's okay to debate people and disagree, but to bring down the tone of this city and the city council has been awful. It's been disgusting, quite honestly. And I know you probably have heard it. It's got to change. And there's people that are passionate about your issues, but you can still, respect each other as well. So I want to come down and thank Councilor Jourdain. Kevin has been a strong advocate for the city. We don't always agree on every issue, but no one ever came more prepared to a meeting than Kevin has. So again, I never agreed with him 100%, but respect the fact that he always came and advocated for his constituents. And again, my good friend Dave Bartley, who there's no one that I know of that has given better constituent service to Ward 3. Somebody that grew up in Ward 3 whose family still lives there, and it's been. They don't, and I don't agree on a lot of things, and as well. But he's passionate, and he's been passionate for his ward and for his constituents, and the things he's had to do personally, taking care of his folks, and his commitment to this city has been unwavering. So I just want to wish Dave future goings, and wish this council, a brighter future as we go forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're here. And up next, I have Sean Sheedy, 27 Washington Ave.
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. So I just want to thank the full council for all their hard work they've done this year, especially working with school department. And I look forward to working with everyone next year. And from myself, school department, and the students. And we value everything you guys have done for us. And specifically today, I have 3 items, 77, 78, and 79, are MSBA projects for the roofs. And a quick update, we just had Holyoke High come in way under budget from the bidding, so it's very good news for the city and us, and a lot of bid savings there. And I want to thank everyone again. Like I said, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, and we appreciate our partnership with the city and the schools.
Thank you very much. Up next, I have Paula Marcotte, 146 Fairmont Street.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Paula Marcotte. I live 146 Fairmont Street, Ward 3. I'm here for specifically item 38, which involves my household. It's been proposed that no parking signs be put on the south side of the end of Fairmont Street. That involves 5 households. It's a dead-end street. There's already in existence no parking signs on the north side of our street. So if no parking signs were to be put on the south side, that would mean that we would never be allowed to park legally in front of our homes, which affects all 5 of us. I've talked to all of these households. I have another person here that's a neighbor of mine to support me. We are all against this. There's a lot of traffic on Fairmont Street because we run up behind the Soldiers' Home, if you're not familiar with that. I do want to say, speaking of the Soldiers' Home or Veterans' Home, as it's now called, that Mr. Bartley has been very, very helpful for all of us that live in that neighborhood, not just Fairmont Street, but the other side streets and Homestead Avenue. When it came time for construction, none of us were told what was going to happen by anybody. The only way we knew what was going to happen was by reading the newspaper, which some people don't do any longer. So he was very helpful in organizing our neighborhood and getting information from Soldiers' Home contractors and helping us through all that. So thank you, Dave, very much. You've done a lot for all of us in the past. We all appreciate it very, very much. And good luck to you.
Thank you. All right. Let me just double check on Zoom. I don't see anyone. I do not see any public comment on Zoom.
Madam President?
Yes, Councilor
I'd like to
Bartley.
suspend the rules, take a few items out of order, just so we can tidy these things up. So we
Sure.
can go home. I'm just going to lay them out for you. It would be 77, 78, 79, and late file 80, please.
Late file 80, okay.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded to suspend the rules and take items 77, 78, 79, and late file 80 together as a package. On the motion to suspend the rules, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
And
Okay.
my next motion would be to give an abbreviated reading for 77, 78, 79, because they're pretty lengthy.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded to give an abbreviated reading, which I appreciate, of 78, 79, 80. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so let me just read 77 through 80. 77 is filed by Counselor Devine, ordered that the city appropriate the amount of $636,812, which is in addition to the $4,498,497 previously appropriated, for the purpose of paying costs of a replacement of the Elmer J. McMahon Elementary School roof. This replacement consists of the removal of existing EPDM roof and installing 35,000 square foot of PVC membrane during the summer of 2026. Which proposed repair project would materially extend the useful life of the school and preserve an asset that otherwise is capable of supporting the required educational program, and for which the city may be eligible from a grant from the Massachusetts School Building Authority. Said amount to be expended under the direction of Mayor Joshua Garcia. To meet this appropriation, the treasurer, with the approval of the mayor, is authorized to borrow said amount. The city acknowledges that the MSBA grant program is non-entitlement discretionary program based on need as determined by the MSBA. 78 is filed by Councilor Devine, that the city appropriate the amount of $5,753,418.00 for the purpose of paying costs of partial roof replacement and the code required upgrades at Maurice A. Donahue Elementary School. This similarly, the replacement consists of the removal of existing PVC roof and installing 43,000 square feet of PVC membrane. 79 is filed by Councilor Devine. It is that the city appropriate the amount of $6,739,962.00 for the purpose of paying costs of partial roof replacement and the code required upgrades at the Claire Sullivan Middle School located at 400 Jarvis Avenue. Similarly, the replacement consists of the removal of existing PVC roof and installing 50,000 square feet of PVC membrane, including the costs, the payment of all costs incidental or related thereto. And late file 80 was filed by Councilors Bartley and Sullivan per the recommendation of the city engineer at public safety meeting of 12/15/25. An ordinance be created and a sign installed that no parking on the southerly side of the street of Maury Ave to a point of 50 feet easterly. And that would be referred to ordinance.
So, Madam President,
Yes.
for 77, 78, 9, the motion would be to send that to finance.
Yep.
And then the motion for 80 would give it leave to withdraw.
Oh, okay. Got it. So let's do the first is 77, 78, and 79. The motion was to refer to finance, and it was seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And then the 80 was a motion to give leave to withdraw.
Yes.
Any discussion?
No.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Great. Thank you. Okay. And then we'll go back.
Madam President,
Counselor Givner?
I'd like to entertain a motion to take item 38 out of order since there's members of the public here.
Motion has been made and seconded to suspend the rules and take item 38 out of order. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 38 is the Committee on Public Safety, to whom was referred an order that the city engineer look at on-street parking at the top of Fairmont Ave and recommend available suggestions to relieve congestion. And this was recommended that the order has been complied with. And I was contacted by Councilor Jenny Rivera, who has a family emergency this evening and is not able to attend. And so she did touch base with Councilor Devine to provide updates on her committee reports. So if Councilor Devine, are you?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to have this complied with or give it leave to withdraw.
Okay.
So the
ward councilor
Which one? Patty?
38.
Paula
Oh, 30, oh,
For
compliant.
Fairmont.
complied with? Well, if it's complied with, does that mean the no parking signs are going to go up?
No.
Okay, great. Then it's been complied with.
Do you want to give any updates on what was discussed or anything like that?
No, we just went through the
Okay.
list that everybody should have got a copy of the spreadsheet last Friday.
Yep.
From Victoria. She did a wonderful job.
Okay. Awesome. Counselor Israel Rivera.
If I may, just for clarification and process, right, for the residents that are here and are concerned with regards to the parking spaces being potentially taken away. So that happens usually when a constituent complains to another counselor around something that happened, and somebody files the order to make it happen. So I don't know what particular counselor, and it doesn't matter, filed the order, but I'm glad that you guys came today, because then we were able to rectify the situation ahead of time instead of allowing for it to go through the process. And it's because it wasn't a public meeting. What do we call it?
Hearing.
A public hearing. We didn't get to invite the public to hear what they were saying. So usually we send these recommendations to the engineer's office. They just look at it at face value, and they do their recommendations at face value. We read it at face value, and then we agree or we don't agree. So it's great that you guys came in and shared and your concern. So now we're able to just let it go through, but then reach out to the engineer's office at DPW and tell them not to put the sign up. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, on the motion that the order was complied with, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the motion passes. Okay, so that was 38.
Excuse me, Madam President.
Oh, yeah, Councilor Rivera?
Just to be clear,
Yeah.
the motion did pass as complied with, but can we make sure that we make a note that it gets sent to DPW to not put the sign up?
Sure, yes, okay. So
Just a point
they wouldn't
of discussion.
put it up with,
Okay.
yes, Councilor Bartley?
Yeah, so this, just so I can be clear.
Yeah.
There's no sign going up. So that was item 80. There's no sign. This is just a committee report from last night. So there's no, 80 was going to be to install the sign, but then I heard from Paul and others this morning, they didn't want it, so I withdrew it. But I filed the order because the city engineer recommended it. But clearly, it's not wanted up there, so that would have been the order sent to ordinance.
Gotcha.
This is simply a committee report, and so we're all good to go at this point.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Heading into our regularly scheduled programming. Item 3 would be the city, or the minutes from the December 2nd meeting. Are there any edits, corrections?
Motion to approve.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. I haven't heard from anyone about items 4 and 5, so I'm going to keep going.
Madam President, why don't we take 6, 7, 8, and 9 as suspend the rules, put them as a package, and send them to public service.
Second.
If that's
Motion has
okay.
been made and seconded to suspend the rules and take items 6 through 9 as a package and send to public service.
You
On
can
the
give
motion,
abbreviated reading.
on the, who's that?
The motion to give abbreviated reading to.
Oh, yes, thank you. So on the motion to suspend the rules, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all communications from the mayor appointing various individuals to various committees. And 6 is Karen Boturney to the Redevelopment Authority. 7 is Henry Martinez Cartagena to the Parks and Rec Commission. 8 is Scott Geiger to the Planning Board. And 9 is Paul Burns Johnson to the Planning Board. Motion was made and seconded to refer to public service. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Okay. Then we've got number 10. Item 10 is from Assistant City Solicitor Kathleen Degnan. The Counselor Bacon response, open meeting law transfer.
Motion to receive.
Motion to receive has been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so moved. 11 is filed by Counselor Jordan. It's a communication regarding the tax rate, and I do see Counselor Jordan's hand is up.
Yeah, I'd like to just have this received and then make a brief comment.
Sure.
So
The
moved.
motion was to receive
Second.
and seconded. Under discussion, Counselor Jordan.
Yes, just want to point out to my colleagues that the fiscal year 2026 tax rates and overall values, as well as overall bills, have been assigned for these three communities. Ours, which we took care of recently at our last meeting, and I did want to point out that the average single-family home value in Holyoke is 305, which is going to result in an average residential tax bill for a single-family home, $5,319. And I wanted to point out, how does that compare to communities similar to ours with common issues that they're facing? Because, you know, we hear a lot about, oh, the budget or the pension system, or, you know, it's the union's fault, and or it's this one's fault, or it's that one's fault, or it's this issue or that. All of these communities, Chicopee, Springfield, facing the same issues as we are. They have an average single-family home of 300,000, so that's 5,000 less. Their residential rate is 1524 compared to our 1743. So their average single-family residential tax bill is 4,580, which is 14% less than Holyoke. And Springfield has a residential rate of 1546 compared to our 1743. Average single-family home, 275,000. Average residential tax bill, $4,255, 20% less than Holyoke. So some folks have asked, you know, how do we compare to a Chicopee and a Springfield on rate? But the rate alone doesn't address it. You also have to look at the values, but we have the highest value of the three. So normally, all things held equal, we would have the lowest rate, but in fact, we have the highest rate and the highest value. And that's why our taxes for single-family homes is 14% greater than Chicopee and 20% greater than Springfield. So I won't make any more additional editorial comment than that, but folks need to be aware it's not as high in these other communities as it is in Holyoke. Thank you.
Thank you. I see Counselor Devine's hand.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. And since Counselor Jordan filed this informational packet, I would like, if possible, that before January 2nd, he gives us a total land area of Springfield, a total land area of Chicopee, and then the number of businesses that are in Springfield that are paying taxes and the number of businesses in Chicopee that are paying taxes. You will come up with a totally different idea of why Springfield and Chicopee are lower than us. They're bigger than us. They have more businesses than us. And so if he could get that information for January 2nd, send it to every city councilor, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Counselor Jordan.
Yeah, Madam President, yeah, I'm happy to do my best to get all of that information. It is publicly available, I would say. But I think what you're going to find out is that the tax base is considerably larger in these other communities, which is why they're able to manage their budgets better and to also have better relief on the residents. So They're growing in terms of their commercial bases in both Springfield and in Chicopee, at least to a greater extent than we are. I think the other thing that you want to take note of is the fact that the Holyoke Mall, which at one time represented a full third of the commercial value of the city, has had its value cut in half. So they went from $220 million down to today in FY06, I noticed in the packet, it's been reduced to $109 million. They went from paying $8 million a year in taxes down to $4. And you'll also observe that the levy has gone up a considerable amount, such that even though this major taxpayer whose bill has gone down $4 million, the overall levy is up. Therefore, somebody has to pick up what they used to pay. And since residents make up 80% of the tax base in Holyoke now, years ago it used to be 50-50 between the commercial and the residential. Now it's 80-20. We're picking up single-family homeowners and the overall residential class, 2 families, 3 families, apartment blocks, the whole nine. They're picking up that additional $4 million plus their normal share of what the levy has gone up. So we've seen commercial really go down a lot, and as a result, this is what's going on. So yes, Chicopee and Springfield have much larger tax bases than we do. So if those are the numbers, I'm happy to share some additional info on that. But again, this is a trend line that's very concerning when people are looking at where they want to live. And I think we have to look at that in a realistic context, especially when we're seeing the type of population decline we're seeing. We had the #1 in population decline in Hampden County in the last census. And I think we have to start asking ourselves, are we affordable and are we being competitive against other communities? So, yeah, there's a lot
on the motion, Madam President,
to get into. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we move this?
Sure. So I do see Councilor Rivera's hand up. Councilor Rivera?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for the information and for the presentation. I think that there comes a point where data helps and it hinders progress, right? You can look at it like that, or you can actually look at our data where when you look at the last 5 years, we've actually tried to lower the rate as best as we can within the capacity of where we're at. And that would be the talking point that I would kind of lead with, just because we're trying to bring people in, as the counselor was just mentioning, right? We want people to move to this community. And if we're constantly highlighting the doom and gloom that is presented here, it's not to say that we don't need to know or not be aware of it, because if you're not aware, then you can't fix the problem. But I think to harp on the problem on a particular situations, it doesn't help the city either, though. Like when we're saying that we've been trying to work on the tax rate ourselves, you can't say that we're not. Like over the last 5 years, the rate has gone down. Do the residents feel it in their pocket? Probably not. I don't feel it in my pocket. I'll tell you that much. I understand that piece, but there's only so much that can be done within the parameters that is ours. Yes, we can cut the budget. Yes, we can next go around in June. We can work on seeing what we can cut so that we can cut it even more or lower the rates even more. But what are you going to sacrifice? Are we going to sacrifice police? Over the last few councils, nobody has been willing to do any of that. Are you going to sacrifice fire, or are you going to go after school, who we already underfund? So these are the 3 largest departments in this city. So if we're just screaming and shouting that everything is too high and everything is going high, but no one is presenting a solution as to what are we going to cut, then what are we doing here? I agree with Councilor Bartley with going on with the motion. I just had to say that because there is a lot of like doom and gloom just because an era is ending, and that's not necessarily true. There can be something new, and there can be beauty in that too. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Bacon.
Thank you. Perhaps we should send this to Finance Committee instead of simply receiving it. It seems to be the subject of interest for a lot of debate. But I would just add my 2 cents worth to the commentary by saying It's well documented that we have had an ever escalating spending problem that is beyond the capacity of the taxpayers to continue to afford. And so it is a role of this council and the new counselors coming on. The only thing we can do during budget time is cut the budget that is presented to us. So far, there has been no will on this body to do that, but it is a responsibility of the body. So I look forward to robust debate on the budget in the spring. Thank you.
Thank you. Was that a motion
I'll
to
make a
send
motion
to finance?
Send it to finance.
Okay.
Okay, second.
All right. Motion's been made and seconded to send item 11 to finance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Madam President?
So moved. Counselor Bartley? Was that you? I think that was you, right?
I was going to suspend the rules to see if we could take 13 and 19 together. 'Cause that's-
Yeah. Do you want to? We haven't done 12 yet. Do you want to do 12?
Motion receive.
Thank you. Item 12 is the updated budget with supplemental appropriations. You should all have a copy, including new counselors. Motion to receive. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? And then Counselor Bartley, the motion was to take 13 with 19.
Yeah, please. They
Yep.
go together.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend the rules and take items 13 and 19 on the motion to suspend the rules. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 13 is the planning board recommendation for a zone change application for 9 Martin Street from R2 to BG. And 19 is the Committee on Ordinance, to whom is referred a zone change application from R2 to BG of Ellis Sussman at 9 Martin Street to change the existing use of its unit from a residential use to solely a commercial use for the operation of the applicant's part-time psychiatric nurse business. Recommended that the application be given a leave to withdraw without prejudice. Counselor Rivera, so
Thank
Chair.
you. So for this particular item, the applicant actually sent word or message that they asked that the application be given, be removed, or taken or withdrawn. So the best way we can do that is just give it leave to withdraw without prejudice, they asked. There is still some communication that had to be done through the planning board, and I believe that is the letter that was attached to this, item 13. So that was what went down in our meeting. If anything with regards to the planning board, I would refer anyone to go to watch the planning board meeting for what they deliberated on, or reach out to Jeff so you can get the meeting or the item for item 13.
Okay. Anyone else? Counselor Bartley.
Yeah, I think the motion is going to be to receive 13 and receive and adopt the committee report for 19.
Second.
Just under discussion, these were, just because they gave it leave to withdraw, or just because they wanted to leave without prejudice, they filed this. That was a petition they filed. A completely disastrous petition. Fortunately, the planning board had wisdom enough to deny it. Now, they were okay with denying it without prejudice, but that's neither here nor there. That's typically what we do, Madam President. As you know, I don't remember one time saying with prejudice. I don't remember that even one time in my career. So, but to change that, if you read that committee report, you don't have to watch the video. Just read that one page letter from the planning board. It's completely devastating. So I give kudos to the planning board for calling that what it is. It would just be, it's the euphemism would be spot zoning, but truthfully, it would be a total detriment to an established neighborhood, a neighborhood of homes. Regardless of how nice this person is or how nice her attorney is, you cannot possibly consider this for the future. And I'm just grateful that I was here to see this come to a final end. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And before housekeeping, Counselor Bacon, do you want to sign off on the ordinance orders in the jacket? I'll make sure that I get them to you.
Except item 20.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
Okay, so the motion was to receive and adopt the committee reports. Counselor Rivera, is that your hand up or no?
No.
Okay. Anyone else under discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Item 14 is from the Planning Board, NOD, special permit for wireless telecommunications facility at 0 Chimera Drive.
I believe that goes to ordinance.
Okay.
But I'm
Is there a second?
I'm not positive, but I believe it does.
Oh, we don't have to vote on this?
Oh, then
Is it just informational?
It's just informational.
motion to receive. Thank you, then.
Okay.
Why are,
Motion, oh, Counselor Bacon, sorry.
a point of information.
Sure.
This is a new development that suddenly we're receiving all these communications from the planning board. Is it because they're looking to comply with reporting out of their meetings? It's just we hadn't seen it.
I was asked to start providing these just so that they're available for the public.
Okay,
So yeah,
fair enough.
Jeffrey, just in case anyone who's zooming in didn't hear that, Jeffrey was asked to start providing these communications so that the public's aware. So just motion to receive. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to take 15 and 16 as a package, suspending the rules.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to suspend the rules and take items 15 and 16 as a package. And
Motion to receive.
motion on the suspension of the rules. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And so 15 was the minutes from the Redevelopment Authority meeting from October 15th. And 16 was the minutes from the HEDIC meeting on October 23rd. And the motion was to receive. Under discussion, Councilor Bartley.
Yeah, thank you. I'll be very brief. So I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Carl Eager's role
Yeah.
with the HRA. He's still with HEDIC, so he doesn't need a proclamation yet, Madam President.
Not yet.
But I'm quite positive that you're going to get him one down
Yep.
the road.
Yep.
He's kind of pulling back a little bit, and so we want to thank him and his wife for all her
All of the
dedication.
things, yeah.
And Carl's dedication for all these years on HRA, and he'll continue on HEDIC, I think, until his term ends. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And fun fact about Carl Eager, he interviewed me for my job at OPED. He was one of the people who interviewed me. Very intimidating, but I did it. So on the motion to receive, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we don't have any petitions. We do have, obviously, reports of committees. So first is 17, the Committee on Ordinance, to whom is referred a special permit amendment of F&M Hideaway, Inc., Schermerhorn's Restaurant at 224 Westfield Road, to reduce the number and total square footage of signage from the previously issued special permit. Recommended that the special permit amendment be granted. Councilor Rivera.
Thank you, Madam President. So the representatives came in along with the owner of the new owner of Schermerhorn's Restaurant. They presented a few photos of the new signage and compared it to the older signage. They're shrinking. Well, not shrinking. They're just the new signage is smaller. We were able. I mean, if you drove by, you'd see what's been going on. But the additions, they just were asking for the special permit to be amended because the language read that there was a particular size of sign that they had. So since they're shrinking the sign, they just wanted to make sure that they're within the parameters and amend the permit to the size that they're at now. We voted in favor of recommending the special permit to be the amendment to be granted. I believe it was 5-0, if I'm correct.
3.
3. So you weren't there? Okay. 3-0 then. My bad. I went to vacation on Puerto Rico, so everything's
Welcome back.
fuzzy now. But yeah, so it was a recommendation for it to be special permit to be granted
So I would entertain a motion.
to pass the first reading.
Yep.
Second?
Motions are made and seconded to pass the first reading. Oh,
That's what I thought.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, I thought there was no readings.
I also am just kind of.
Okay.
All right. So the recommendation was that the special permit amendment be granted.
Yes.
Second.
All right. On the motion, is there any other discussion? Okay. Councilor Bacon.
I'll just quickly say that I'm very happy to see a good Ward 5 business coming back online.
Yes. Absolutely.
Soon, we hope.
That's right. So on the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. 18. What?
Madam President?
Oh,
don't
do
we
I need a roll call?
on a special permit?
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. I was jumping ahead of myself. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you are voting to grant the amendment.
Just vote.
Bacon?
Yes.
Anderson Burgos?
Yes.
Bartley?
Yes.
Devine?
Yes.
Givner?
Yes.
Graney?
Yes.
Jordan?
Yes.
McGrath Smith?
Yes.
Murphy Ramboletti?
Yes.
Ocasio?
Yes.
Rivera?
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
Unanimous vote.
Thank you. With that, you've passed item 17. Item 18, just for folks, full transparency, I no longer have a conflict of interest with special permits because I was laid off. So that takes care of that. So item 18 is the Committee on Ordinance, to whom was referred a special permit application of the Lyman Group LCC at 40 Lyman Street to replace the existing retail marijuana special permit issued to Leaf Lux on December 1st, 2020, including a request to waive certain submission requirements. It's recommended that the special permit amendment be granted with the following conditions. 1, prior to the permit being issued by the building department, there shall be a written and signed approval from the chief of police of the site security plan. 2, in the event of any changes to the approved plan or transfer of ownership, applicant will be required to come back to City Council for review and approval prior to implementation and file an amendment to the special permit. Additionally, all prior conditions placed on the previous special permit, including that 3, that the owner of the building always pay the commercial property tax rate to the extent allowed by federal, state, and local laws for the duration of the special permit. 4, that the business retains a minimum 30% Holyoke resident for non-security jobs. 5, that the hiring preference be given to security personnel that are retired Holyoke police or are a retired member of another police department that now lives in the city of Holyoke. 6 is there shall be no marijuana consumption allowed on site. 7, there shall be no deliveries of retail or medical marijuana from the site to individual homes, residences, or people. 8, that the hours of operation be set according to city ordinances. 9, that the application shall follow recommendations of the OPED letter dated November 15th, 2020, and the letter from the city engineer. Councilor Rivera.
Thank you, Madam President. So this was pretty much a transfer of ownership. The new owners came in and presented. They pretty much had everything in line that the requests that were outlined. There was one question around having the police, the signature from the chief of police. I'm not sure, Jeff, if they gotten back to you with that yet. If
both he and myself reached out to both the applicant and myself reached out to the chief. We haven't heard back yet, but I'll update once we do.
So, and that was important because we kind of voted with the process to move it forward to full council with the expectation that they would be able to get that signature by then. So I think for me, I don't know where we would be. I wouldn't feel comfortable in moving it forward if we don't actually have the signature, because it would be different than what we did for everyone else that has gone forward with regards to applications. Right. So regarding the owner, they came through and they presented how they are not changing anything. The operation will remain the same, and that they're currently operating under pretty much a guise of working with the current owner until they get everything situated. But it seemed as if everything was up front and forward. I think the only concern for myself and other counselors was making sure that they were having everything tidied up by the time we were able to vote on it, because we didn't want to set a new precedent as to how we pass our licenses, for lack of better terms.
Thank you. Councilor Bacon?
Thank you. My concern was that the new chief had never reviewed the security plan.
Okay.
And so I didn't feel that he was necessarily aware. And this is a unique location that is a spot zone. We did not have any negative feedback from the neighbors, but from time to time we have been hearing complaints in the neighborhoods about these particular businesses. So I thought we should be thorough. I don't know if, I think we can't move it until we have that from him. Mm-hmm. So when people are finished commenting, I'll make a motion to table till we get the authorization from the chief.
Sounds good. Counselor Graney?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if number 4 has been complied with the past owner. Do we have any information about that?
Oh, we don't.
So,
Councilor Rivera?
yeah, so my understanding, we don't actually track that as a city, but we did ask that question, and they said that they're the same people that already work there are going to continue to work there, and off of me, if like word, me, counselor to counselor and colleague to colleague, I frequent the place. I know people live there from Holyoke, at least 30%.
Okay.
So I can say that for sure, but like we as a city don't actually track that or police that. Even though it's a policy, we don't have a mechanism that kind of polices that.
That's fine. That's good enough for me.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And so I'm not seeing any other. Counselor Bacon?
So I'll make a motion to table till we get
I'll
the
second that
letter
motion.
from the chief.
Thank you. Motion's been made and seconded to table item, sorry, we were on 18. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
So motion to take up item 20.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded to take up item 20. Item 20 is the Committee on Ordinance, to whom was referred an order that the city examine and study the Schedule A increases that were recommended by the salary study completed in 2014 so that we can implement salary adjustments that are competitive and more aligned with neighboring municipalities in order to attract and retain city employees. Recommended that the order be adopted. Councilor Rivera.
Yes, thank you. So we took this one up at the last meeting of the ordinance meeting, and the goal for me putting it down on the ordinance meeting and moving it forward is for us to actually get through the process of being able to actually hire a treasurer, because I got a communication from the HR department and the treasurer's office stating that because there is no actual salary attached to it, they're not able to do it, put out the application or put out the call for hiring or the treasurer. So with that said, the effort in trying to get that process moving and continue moving was to actually adjust the salary schedule to what we expected or what we wanted, which is that over 100 scale mark for the treasurer. All the other salaries, if there is a bump or if there is a raise, or the ones that are presented, the expectation or the goal would be for those to go into effect in the new fiscal year, whereas the treasurer's position, because we're currently hiring for that one right now, we'd be able to post that new salary range for that particular position. But at the same time, the HR director also asked me that it would be okay if people don't feel okay with it right now, that if we wanted to table it for the moment, for the time being, because we can actually work on another solution to try to start marketing for this particular position, because the hands are tied, being that the way we actually wrote or we voted it in the last time. My understanding is that they can't actually go ahead and start hiring because of the way it was posted.
Thank you. Councilor Bacon.
Thank you, Madam President. I strongly disagree with that position and opinion. We voted to establish a salary for a new position as voted by the voters. If we want to correct the presence of the salary that we voted by adding it to Schedule A, we can make that motion tonight and we can add the salary that we voted to that schedule. There's nothing illegal about establishing a salary, and we have no laws that say the treasurer's position must be listed on Schedule A. We duly made the position, passed the qualifications, and voted the salary. Now, the discussion that took place in committee was about how much it would cost to implement Schedule A, changing the beginning salaries and the top salaries. And we had tabled it in committee waiting for that. It wasn't, I don't see any formal communication relative to the treasurer anywhere in committee or on this desk tonight. So I am not accepting that we cannot advertise for the treasurer, but if for some reason there's a technical argument to be made, then I would ask the council to add that position to the Schedule A. But I'm hearing now that if we table it, they can figure out a way to move forward with treasurer, which I would have hoped they would have already done after our last vote at our last meeting. I mean, this has been a case of delay, deny for months now, up to a year. And it's getting problematic, seriously problematic. This Schedule A adjustment has been sitting in committee for a long time, and it's going to add a cost to the bottom line of $20,000 to move the salaries. There's no ability to pass Schedule A and not change the salaries of the people affected. Once we make a law, we can't say, but you won't be affected until later. And I'm also, and shared this in committee, not comfortable voting on something for the new council that will be coming on in January that would take effect after they're on the council. So there's more than one reason why I'm opposed to passing this tonight, but in no way should this stop us from hiring a treasurer. Thank you.
Thank you. I have Councilor McGrath-Smith and then Councilor Rivera.
Thank you, Madam President. I was grateful that we heard the last speaker refer to the direct cost. So the difference as we're looking forward to changing our Schedule A and upgrading it is $20,453.72 across 6 positions. And I think a lot of them, if you look at the shifts, for example, the administrative assistant in HR, it's just bringing that person up to being in line with the other administrative assistants to the city council, the fire chief, the police chief. It's just that they were being paid effectively a different rate for a very similar job. It made sense for that to be changed. So that position is one of the larger shifts. It's around $3,800. We have another position in here, which is the director of the library, where the raise would be $5,000. $5,688. But we also know that our library director is in the process of retiring. And so, yes, it does change the grade of that position, but the new person that comes into that role will not be in their final year at the highest level anymore. And so, yes, we're changing the grade of that position, but the real impact of that is very different than what actually looks like on paper. So we also have the planning director. And while it might be possible that we would be hiring someone in the exact same range as the person who is leaving, it seems unlikely. It seems like we would be hiring them similar to the entry level, or again, because we're not allowed to, hire them the mid. So I think that it's sensible. I don't think that this is a large overall change. I think it shifts some positions that make sense to shift. And I think that it brings, especially the head admin clerk for HR, in alignment with the same job description, in alignment with what other people are being paid in other departments. I do think it makes sense to move it forward. It's been sitting in committee for years. And I think that we've heard many different ways that it shouldn't be brought forward because it's too close to election or right after election. I don't know if there's a right time, for folks who are saying that. And I think that we should move it forward. Thank you.
Thank you. I have Councilor Rivera again.
Thank you. As I look at Schedule A, I don't see anything referencing the council at the moment. So I just want to be clear that no one is voting for the council or the new council to get anything. But I think what's problematic is the tone in which we are addressing each other still, even today, even after a former councilor, Mr. Brunel, comes in and criticizes or compliments us, I guess, right? Because we continue to do it. And the way we've been holding our meetings and speaking to each other, and how it's continued to be talked about, not just in Holyoke, but through other communities. And we continue to do this even after it's been addressed to us. This was filed in 2014. This is a salary study from 2014. So it's just not something that a new counselor or a new council has been dealing with or wrestling with or new information. It's been being pushed back for this long, since 2014 again. So can we move forward in a way where we're actually working to create progress? If we don't agree, we don't have to agree, as it has been mentioned many times. That's fine. That's okay. I was okay with tabling it. But at the same time, nobody is doing anything nefarious behind the scenes. Things were communicated to me with regards to how can we try to rectify in the hiring of the treasurer's position. If people want to paint narratives behind that as to what is going on, then they can do that. But if we want to move it forward, I'm with that too. But that is part of the progress with the city and moving the city forward. If we don't want to move the city forward, that's cool. Then we'll just wait, and then we'll find another way when the new council comes. Because then we'll be moving the city forward. Just needed to put that out there because it's not fair to the constituents and to the people that are watching or trying to see what we're trying to do to help the city when we're always bickering or just waiting to respond what the other person is saying. We should be listening, not listening to respond. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Gibner.
Thank you, Madam President. I feel like things like this come in front of us pretty frequently. I don't think it shouldn't be controversial to pay one assistant the same as another assistant in another department who work for the same city. Knowing that these salary studies are so old, they're probably not even that valid anymore. So to bump up to a 2014 salary study is like the bare minimum. We have a lot of problems retaining employees in Holyoke. We expect people to work out of the goodness of their heart for the community. That's what volunteers are. That's what we are, not the salaried employees who work here. So if we want to retain employees, if we want to treat people with respect and kindness, if we want to let them know their value just like their peers in the same organization, it makes sense to approve things like this. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Bacon.
Thank you. So to continue to repeat something over and over does not make it true. The initial salary study was done in 2014. The Schedule A salaries were updated in 2021. For folks who were here then, you know that. And so the scale that we're looking at was based on the 2014 scale, but has since been adjusted. Following that time, a number of the people have entered into a union, so the grouping on that Schedule A is now a smaller number than it had been in the past. But to keep repeating that, making it seem like people didn't get any adjustments for that period of time just is not the case. Thank you.
Councilor Sullivan.
Yeah, I'd like to call to everybody's attention. Also, we're without a DPW director right now also, all right? And it's vital that we get somebody in place. We've got a new long-term sewer contract. We don't have anybody overseeing that contract. We're 3 months into that contract already with nobody watching over it. It's up to the DPW director to obtain the, if you would, a watchdog. It's in the budget. It's budget neutral for us, but it's in the budget for Veolia to pay for that. But it's up to our DPW director to bring that person in. And nothing is happening right now. All right, we have businesses that are looking to come to Holyoke because of the use of our sewer system, our excess capacities, and nothing's happening. This is economic development we're waiting on also to get a good DPW director in. So we need this in there to attract a qualified DPW director.
Thank you. Councilor Jordan.
Yes, just briefly, Madam President. Again, I just want to remind folks that the taxes need to be going up at a pattern that is consistent with what the residents' incomes are going up. And that applies to all of our fixed costs, the biggest of which is labor. Those need to be going up at a rate consistent with resident incomes. And sometimes that means that, you know, we just can't give you as big of an increase as you might like to have. So we just have to remember that when you look at this consistently, the pay needs to be going up, you know, no more than 2 to 3%. We've had a number of very large adjustments over time. And so this is just continuing to grow the fixed costs. And if you look back over, you know, the last 10, 15, 20 years, you know, we started off with a more reasonable scale, and you're just watching that pick up pace. And this is why people are experiencing, you know, like, for example, this year, a 7% increase in their property taxes. 7% is not what people's incomes are going up. So that's what people are talking about is, and sometimes the answer is no, or the answer is it's not completely no, it's less. So that's what fiscal discipline is going to require. And I think we also need to establish a culture that just says, I'm sorry, this other town, we can't pay as much, or maybe this position doesn't pay as much as that. And, you know, and then it's the other situation where you go up on one, and now the other person who claims to now, I have a comparable job to that one, I want the increase too. So these things, it's like the left hand and the right hand don't know what each other are doing. But when we're looking at this in the macro, we cannot be going up such that taxes are increasing greater than 2 and 3% a year. That was the spirit of Prop 2.5. It's also the spirit of what Holyoke incomes allow. So that's the point we got to get here. And those type of conversations never are put in, and it's, oh, it's only another 21 grand, and it's only a this, and it's only a that. It all has to be in context with each other. So that's where I think in the future, the council needs to be looking at it. This is why your taxes are going up 7% in a year. And they've been going up in the last, since fiscal 22, 26% increase. This is why we have unprecedented degrees of increase going on, that we've never seen these type of increases in the past. So it all has to be in that context. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So the motion was to pass the first reading.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to pass the first reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
Okay.
Motion to pass the second reading.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to pass the second reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay.
Motion that the passage be ordained.
Motion that the passage be ordained. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you are voting to pass item 20.
Bacon?
No.
Anderson Burgos?
Abstain?
Bartley?
No.
Devine?
Yes.
Givner?
Yes.
Graney?
No.
Jordan?
No.
McGrath Smith?
Yes.
Murphy Ramboletti?
Yes.
Ocasio?
No.
Rivera?
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
6 yeas, 5 nays, 1 abstain.
Motion to table and reconsider and table.
Motion's been made
Second.
and seconded to reconsider and table. There's no discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay. So moved. That item's tabled. Onward. Item 21. Committee on Finance, to whom was referred an order that in accordance with MGL, the City Council hereby accepts the provisions of the Mass Clean Water Trust Overflow and Stormwater Grant, $250,000, no match. Recommended that the order be adopted. Councilor Devine.
Motion to pass the first reading?
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass the first reading. Under discussion?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank the Finance Committee that was there that night. It was the quickest Finance Committee, I think, in history. It really went well. This particular item is about will design sewer separation improvements to reduce combined sewer overflows in the CSO 7 drainage area in Hoyoke. That's off Northampton Street. The area currently has a combined system for stormwater and wastewater. The design will establish a separate collection system in line with Hoyoke's long-term control plan to prevent untreated discharges to the Connecticut River.
All right, thank you. Is there any other discussion? Okay, so on the motion to pass the first reading, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion, is there, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Motion to pass the second reading.
Motion to pass the second reading, was made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, wait.
Do we need a roll call?
Sorry, I got confused with ordinance. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you're voting to adopt item 21.
Bacon?
Yes.
Anderson Burgos?
Yes.
Bartley? Oh, Devine?
Yes.
Givner?
Yes.
Graney?
Yes.
Jordan?
Yes.
McGrath Smith?
Yes.
Murphy and Belletti?
Yes.
Ocasio?
Yes.
Rivera? Sullivan?
Yes.
Yes.
Unanimous vote.
With that, you've passed 21. Item 22 is the Committee on Finance, to whom was referred an order that there be a transfer of $7,712 from TNC Rideshare Fund to OPED Contracted Services. Recommended that the order be adopted. Counselor Devine.
Motion to pass the first reading.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass the first reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
Or under discussion, sorry.
And this
Counselor
was,
Devine.
Aaron Vega was not there yet, so Counselor Sullivan was good enough to explain this, and it's pretty simple, but Counselor Sullivan, if you'd like to do that again, or I can do it for you, whatever.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is the rideshare fund that we owe the contracted services for the bicycles that you see out there. And it's really that simple. Valley Bike administrative fees.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion?
Motion to pass the second reading?
Motion to pass the second reading. The clerk will call the roll. Actually, before I just forget, housekeeping. Counselor Jordan, do you want to sign your name on these orders as well, or?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you're voting to adopt item 22.
Bacon?
Yes.
Anderson Burgos?
Yes.
Devine?
Yes.
Givner?
Yes.
Graney?
Yes.
Jordan?
Yes.
McGrath Smith?
Yes.
Murphy and Belletti?
Yes.
Ocasio?
Yes.
Rivera?
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
Unanimous vote.
With that, you pass 22. 23, Committee on Finance, to whom is referred an order that there be a transfer of $50,000 from firefighter to R&M vehicles and supplies motor vehicle. Recommended that the order be adopted. Counselor Devine?
Yep, motion to pass the first reading?
Motion's been made, and I think there was a second. Second. All right. Motion's been made and seconded to pass the first reading. Under discussion, Counselor Devine.
Yeah, this was the fire chief was online, and the repair of vehicles right now, it's very expensive. The parts are becoming very, very expensive, so he's trying to get ahead of it before they really go up too high.
Anyone else? Okay, so the motion was to pass the first reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to pass the second reading?
Motion to pass the second reading. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you are voting to adopt item 23.
Bacon?
Yes.
Anderson Burgos?
Yes.
Devine?
Yes.
Givner?
Yes.
Graney? Jordan?
Yes.
McGrath Smith?
Yes.
Murphy and Belletti?
Yes.
Ocasio?
Yes.
Rivera?
Out of the room.
Yes.
Oh, he's on Zoom now.
And Mr. Graney, we can't hear you.
Oh, he just shouted, but he was out of the room.
Sullivan?
Yes.
Unanimous vote.
Thank you. You couldn't hear Counselor Graney, but I think I just had a
Yeah,
couple
we all
years taken
could.
off my life. So, all right. Item with that, you've passed 23. 24 is the Committee on Finance, to whom was referred an order that there be a transfer of $19,449 even as follows: from R&M Buildings and Grounds to Capital Outlay Motor Vehicle. Recommended that the order be adopted. Counselor Devine.
Motion to pass the first reading.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass the first reading. Under discussion.
Yeah, Sergeant Zerhide was online, and he's always so good, and he knows his stuff, and he actually apologized for not being here in person. But again, we were okay with that because he does give us the right information. And what this was is the chief was able to purchase another vehicle at a very good price. So that's what that's for.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Counselor, the motion was to pass the first reading.
Right.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to pass second reading.
The clerk, motion was to pass the second reading. The clerk will call the roll. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you are voting to adopt item 24.
Bacon?
Yes.
Anderson Burgos?
Yes.
Devine?
Yes.
Givner?
Yes.
Graney?
Oh, he's out of the room.
Jordan?
Yes.
McGrath Smith?
Yes.
Ruffner Valetti?
Yes.
Ocasio?
Yes.
Rivera?
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
Unanimous vote.
With that, you've passed 24. 25 is the Committee on Finance, to whom is referred an order that there be a transfer of $100,000 from tax levy to Special Article Crisis Relief Fund. Recommended that the order be returned to the auditor. Counselor Devine.
Motion to pass the first reading.
Oh, it's getting returned to the auditor, so I don't think you have to.
That's all you need to do.
Yep. Do you want to just give a committee
I
report?
spoke with the mayor, and the mayor asked that this be returned to the auditor.
Okay.
Motion to accept the committee report.
Motion to accept the committee report. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Thank you, Finance. Switching gears to Charter and Rules. 26, the Committee on Charter and Rules, to whom was referred an order that Charter and Rules holistically review and reorganize how information on subcommittees is presented in the rules for the sake of clarity in Section 9. Recommended that the order be adopted. Councilor McGrath-Smith.
Thank you. So 26 is an order that we had taken up and then brought to council last time, and it seemed like there was enough conversation happening in the room that it made more sense to send it back to committee and discuss the questions and concerns that had been brought up, which we did so. And effectively, what we decided to do was to look together at how the subcommittees are reorganized. And then later in the same meeting, we also looked at the subcommittee rule itself for how they meet if there are two at the same time, which is also embedded in the same 26. So I'm hoping that we can maybe take 26, 27, and 28 together as a package.
Would love it.
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
On the motion to suspend the rules to take 26, 27, 28 as a package, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So 27 is Charter and Rules, that City Council Rule 9I be revised. And that was recommended that the order be adopted as amended. And 28 is Charter and Rules, in order that the roles and responsibilities given to different subcommittees be revised for clarity, purpose, and functionality. Recommended that the order be adopted. Councilor McGrath-Smith.
Thank you. So the committee report, this came out unanimously from Charter and Rules. We looked at Section 9 and we reorganized the information, keeping the content almost in every way the same. But there were so many different rules that were in the original Rule 9. So it went from 9A all the way to 9N. And often you would find information about the same committee in multiple rules. So effectively, we just took all of those rules and then reorganized them. So there is a section now that in the proposed version, which is just around the creation of committees, which is A. B is now just rules on committee voting, meeting, reporting, and membership. C is now all the information on the standing committees and their jurisdictions, where everything has been put together underneath each committee. And then, that meant that it, promotes clarity. And also for new counselors who are coming in and using these rules, makes it a lot easier to understand what their committees do and how they operate. The other piece to 27 was we were looking at that subcommittee rule around meeting at the same time. And so we looked at that, and the only thing that we specified was that it's by a majority vote, because that seemed to be the biggest concern that folks had, that we had not specified the threshold for the vote for council to agree to subcommittees to meet at the same time, which I think gets at it, and this had unanimous support. And thank you to Councilors Casio and Anderson Burgos and Devine for coming in and also giving additional information on how they felt about these rules.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, on the motion that these orders be adopted, excuse me, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. All right, onward. Just quick housekeeping. Councilor Jordan, I don't want to assume, but can I assume that you would like to sign off on these orders out here in that were in the joint committee? Yes, thank you.
Yes, most definitely, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. So item 29 is the committee, joint committee of the City Council and Schools, that the city consider installation of flashing crosswalk signals at the 2 crosswalks proximate to Metcalf. Recommended that the order has been complied with. Councilor Jordan?
Yeah, motion that the committee report be received and adopted.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to receive and adopt the committee report. Under discussion? Councilor Jordan?
Yeah, so thank you very much, Madam President. So the joint committee had a very nice meeting back on the 10th. And relative to this item, number 29, we were informed by the DPW that these crosswalks signals are going to be put in. They're going to be located at the intersection of Northampton and Myrtle, as well as another one at the intersection of Northampton and Washington. So therefore, this item has been complied with, and these are going in.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All right. On the motion that these have been complied with, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Item 30 is joint schools and city council. A communication from Christina Schilling regarding speeding zones, speeding in school zones. I apologize. Recommended that the order has been complied with. Councilor Jordan?
Yes, a motion that the committee report be received and adopted.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded that the committee report be adopted. Under discussion, Councilor Jordan.
Thank you. Yes, the committee followed up multiple times with Ms. Schilling's very articulate emails and concerns to school officials relative to the protocols around the opening of the school years and how police presence in terms of people speeding near the schools and the various other protocols and enforcement that she was looking for. She made excellent points. There is heightened protocols, heightened awareness during that time. It's not feasible financially and otherwise to have that level of extreme enforcement, if you will, or that heightened enforcement for the all 180 school days, but they do it at the beginning and as needed through the year. And Superintendent Soto came in, discussed that. Hoyoke Police came in and discussed that. And there have been no other incidents reported during the school year. And the leadership, as well as the Joint Committee, felt at this time these issues have been addressed and the item has been complied with.
Okay. On the motion that to adopt the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. 31 was the committee on joint schools and city council, that the special education department within the school department be invited to a joint meeting to provide an update on measures taken to mitigate turnover of specialized special education staff. Recommended that the order has been complied with. Councilor Jordan.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that the committee report be received and adopted.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to receive and adopt the committee report. Under discussion.
On this item, the committee really had a very thoughtful discussion Counselor Israel Rivera and Counselor Graney had filed this order, and as stated, it prompted an excellent discussion. Mary Ann Courier, who leads the special ed department for the city, came in and spoke, as well as Superintendent Soto, and in it had a really great conversation about why do we have the turnover. I think if we could put the number one cause on it, I think it's largely provisional licenses is probably the singular number one challenging issue. About 2/3 of our special ed educators have a interim or provisional license and not a full license. So the city is trying to give greater incentives, help people to get their full licenses. But this, obviously, you're only allowed to have these interim licenses. There's a lot of recertifications that go into you being able to maintain the special license to be a special education teacher. It's obviously a vocation and a calling, and these folks are in high demand, and Holyoke is holding its own in terms of getting the type of numbers we want, but we're at sort of greater risk along with bigger cities like a Worcester or a Boston, where a high percentage of our total teachers have one of these provisional licenses. So they think that coupled with partnering with area colleges will also help us to enhance the pool, if you will, of folks that are available, and continuing to offer incentives and continue very aggressive recruiting in order to help address what's a very real issue.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Rivera.
Yes, thank you, and thank you for the report from the chairman of the committee. I think they touched on a lot of the district touched on a lot of different mechanisms or different things that they're putting in place to try to mitigate the issues they have, and one of them is the waivers, where they're granting all the waivers to make sure that they can staff sufficiently and help train up some paras to step into positions that others leave because of growth or retirement and other various reasons. But I think one of the reasons, the main reason I filed the order is to get more insight on actually the more skilled services side around the disabilities and the special education. When I speak specifically about like speech therapists or the occupational therapists or the BCBAs, the behavioral therapists that are, there's a struggle for them to be able to keep them, and hiring them, not just here, that's an issue, but it's an issue across, I would say, the state. But the problem, I think, or not the problem, but the reason why it was important for me to file it is that understanding that almost a third or a little more than a third of our district is either on an IEP or a 504 plan, deeming them under special education. And that's if we take the whole district into account. But if you look in deeper into particular schools like Morgan, Kelly, or Donahue, that rate is even higher than that. Sometimes 60%, 70 to 80% of the students are either on 504 or IEP plans. And with that much turnover, there's instances where students are not receiving the critical services that they need to even be functional within the classroom with the things. But they were able to speak clearly and present on some of these things. And unfortunately for me, because I couldn't attend, but fortunately, our new Ward 6 school committee member was able to put something together at Holyoke Media, which took place at the same time as the joint school committee meeting, that kind of helped some parents better understand where they can find resources for these things when they're not getting the adequate resources to it well. But I just kind of wanted to add to that report that was put out too as well. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilor Graney?
Yeah, just quickly to, Ms. Courier said that they are outsourcing some of this work for people to come in and fill these positions on a temporary basis. So they're doing the best that they can to give our children the assistance that they need, and they will continue to do so. We were assured, and they are actively researching for people to fill these positions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Not seeing any other discussion. So on the motion to receive and adopt the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Okay, 32 is the Joint Committee of City Council and Schools, that the city change the use of the lot at the corner of Adam and South Summer. Recommended that the order be referred to the Parking Advisory Committee, copied to the Ordinance Committee. Councilor Jordan.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that the committee report be received and adopted.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to receive and adopt the committee report. Under discussion, Councilor Jordan.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. The committee had the opportunity on a couple different occasions to address this order from Councilor Ocasio. This question here is really what's going on with the public lot that's adjacent to the Morgan School. Residents struggle to have sufficient parking down there. Parking is absolutely at a premium. Meanwhile, Morgan School, their teachers have a high demand also during the school hours to have parking. So some of this is colliding with each other. The other thing that's very concerning is you have people that are working on cars that are over there. There's questions about not really sufficient signage. Police would like to do enforcement, but it's a little unclear precisely what, according to HPD, what we want them to do and want them to enforce. So there was a lot of really good discussion about, number of spaces that perhaps should be earmarked for Morgan School personnel, what hours, when should residents be in, when should they not, what do we want HPD to do? There's a lot of detail here, and I'm happy to have Councilor Ocasio address it if she will, but the general tenor after a very thoughtful discussion is this should be moving from the joint committee over to the Parking Advisory Committee so that they can dive into these level of detail and come out with a recommendation that ultimately could go to the Ordinance Committee in particular if there's going to be an ordinance change.
Thank you, Councilor Jordan. Anyone have anything they'd like to add? Councilor Ocasio?
Councilor Jordan had mentioned everything that.
Just make sure. Yeah, thank you.
Councilor Jordan mentioned everything that I had mentioned before, and my main concern is trying to find parking for everybody to be able to park, because it's very hard. And the Morgan School teachers take majority half of the parking in the mornings. So the people that work at nighttime, they come home in the morning unable to park. So it's a big parking issue. It's been going on for a while. I mean, I've been in South Holyoke for 43 years. So it's been going on for a while. And then the mechanic work, they just leave disabled cars there all the time. So that's making it a little harder also. So not only in the parking lot, on the street itself, so that also taking parking for the residents and Morgan School teachers. So it's been coming in that corner very congested due to parking, and when it's winter time, it's a whole different level, like because of the snow. So, and they put the parking lines there, but they're not there any longer. So people, instead of taking one parking, they're taking two parkings and not realizing it. So, but I think that with better signage and the Holyoke Police Department to cruise around and see who's doing what, I think it will solve the problem, but they have to be enforced.
Thank you, Councilor. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none. On the motion to receive and adopt the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Okay, and 33 is filed by, is the Committee on City Council and Schools, a communication from Dr. Jadalet Rivera Colon, the Vice Chair of the School Committee, a letter regarding Superintendent Search Screening Committee, recommended that the order has been complied with. Councilor Jordan.
Yes, I make a motion that the committee report be received and adopted.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded that the committee report has been received and adopted. All under discussion. Councilor Jordan.
Yes, Madam President. So again, another discussion, very good item. We appreciated the Vice Chair of the School Committee filing this. She published a communication on September 29th where they were soliciting screening committee members to be on the new search committee for the new superintendent. I believe a number of public officials in town have also been advertising this. The deadline was actually last week on December 12th at 4 o'clock. And as of the 10th, there were 44 applicants for approximately 15 slots on the search committee. So that was phenomenal. And they're going through the applicants to determine who should be on, and they have their own criteria for who should be on this, and they're trying to do their level best to have a representative cross-section of Holyoakers and important stakeholders to be on the committee to select the new school leader, which, as everybody knows, this is an extremely pivotal position, particularly in light of the fact that we've now come out of receivership, and everyone wants that to be a tremendous success. The goal overall in the selection process, once the committee is selected, is to really push through the applications so that a finalist can be determined in January. And get through the sort of that finalist pool. I think they want to come down to about approximately 3 finalists. Ultimately, they're shooting for approximately February 9th, where they'll do a selection of the candidate, their choice, and then obviously have that person approved by the school committee. The goal then is to have that person on board for July 1st. And so we're all excited. It sounds like they're off to the races with putting the search committee together, and we hope they get some great candidates to lead the schools. So as far as our piece of this goes, I think this is in good shape, and this item has been complied with.
Thank you, Counselor. Not seeing any other discussion. So on the motion that the order's been complied with and adopt the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Counselor.
Madam Chair, point of order.
Yes, Counselor Greeny.
I just once again like to thank School Committeeman Jay Wellahan, who is no longer going to serve on the school committee because of a retirement issue, and certainly to thank long-term school committeeman Ron Collimore, who has not run for these people have been invaluable for the students of Holyoke and their support for the Holyoke students and for the city of Holyoke, and we're going to miss them tremendously. Thank you.
Here,
Thank
here.
you. Absolutely. Thank you, Counselor Greeny. All right, moving into public safety. Okay, item 34. The Committee on Public Safety, in order that HPS now runs 2 schools side by side. And now's the time for DPW, City Engineer, HPD, and Mayor's Office to review and monitor this area and make some public safety decisions. Recommended that the order has been complied with. Counselor Devine?
Yep. Motion to pass the first reading.
Oh, you don't even
I
have
don't
to.
have to do that?
No.
Okay. First of all, a lot
But you
of
do have to motion to adopt the committee
Okay.
report.
Motion to adopt the committee report.
Motion has been made and seconded to adopt the committee report under discussion.
Yeah,
Counselor
just,
Devine.
like I said, these were fairly older orders. There's actually 1 school now, not 2. because the other school was bought by a religious organization. So that's the only change. And like I said, all of you got the spreadsheet from Victoria, the engineer, and she's the one who asked that this be complied with. So that's what we did.
Okay. Any other discussion? On the motion to adopt the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
And Madam President,
Yeah.
we could take up item 35 and 36 together.
Second.
And we're going to have them remain in committee.
Oh, yes, they're already, we don't even have to do that, so thank you. And then we did 38, so 37.
Yeah.
The Committee on Public Safety referred an order that the city engineer draft the cost and feasibility of installing 2 raised crosswalks on Main Street adjacent to Springdale Park. Recommended that the order has been complied with. Counselor Devine?
Yeah, and this was the same thing that, on Victoria's spreadsheet, she recommended that the order be complied with.
Okay, is there any other discussion? Counselor McGrath-Smith?
Thank you, Madam President. Just wondering, through you to the chair, or in this case, the member of public safety who's presenting, just an understanding of sometimes complied with means that it's not happening, and sometimes it means it's already happened. So just looking for clarity on this particular one, if we know.
I can read the whole thing if you'd like, but you would have gotten this, okay? You should have gotten it, but I'll be happy to read it. This would be item number 4, okay? This was that the city engineer draft the cost and feasibility installing 2 new raised sidewalks on Main Street adjacent to Springdale Park. I hope the next time they write, they have bigger letters. The city has currently obtained funding through Mass Trails to design, and that Mass Trails was in finance, and we approved that. And along with the section of Main Street, raised crossroads and/or speed humps are not appropriate measures for this roadway, although alternative safety improvements at this intersection will be evaluated as part of this project design, and she suggested that it be complied with.
That's it. Any other questions? Okay, on the motion that the order is complied with, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. 38 was taken care of. 39, Public Safety Committee, that the city engineer recommend on-street parking improvements on the north side of South Street and Russell Terrace. Recommended that the order has been complied with. Counselor Devine?
Yeah, and I believe this was a Counselor Bartley order, and he was okay with this. Committee to review list of current parking restrictions in collaboration with the ordinance committee, and that was complied with.
Are there any other comments? Okay. So I would entertain a motion that this has been complied with.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Motion that this has been complied with.
Great, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. 40 is public safety, in order to install citywide signage reflecting state law that requires cars to stop for pedestrians in crosswalks. Recommended that the order be given leave to withdraw. Counselor Devine?
Yes, this was, Counselor Bartley had given us a few items that he wanted to give leave to withdraw, and this was one of them.
Okay. Any other discussion? All right, I'd entertain a motion that this would be given leave to withdraw.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 41 was still in committee.
Yeah.
42, public safety, in order that the city engineer consider following road improvements on Main Street in Springdale. In lieu of replacing traffic light, install a raised crosswalk and solar-powered pedestrian signal. Recommended that the order has been complied with. Counselor Devine?
Yeah, this was from, again, Victoria. This, I'm really sorry, this is so small, this writing. She says it's been complied with, and the city has currently obtained funding through Mass Trails. I want to make sure I have the right one. Sorry.
It's okay.
I've got that it's been complied with.
Does anyone want to add anything? I recognize I've put you on the spot this evening, Councilor Devine, to fill in for
It's okay.
Councilor Rivera, so thank you for doing that.
No problem.
Um,
Appreciate that.
All right, so it was recommended that the order has been complied with.
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. 43 is public safety and order to conduct a traffic study on Hamden to help mitigate use as a truck route to address heavy traffic volume on Hamden. Recommended that the order has been complied with. Councilor Devine.
Yes, and I believe Counselor Givner, you may have done this as an order for the Hamden Street. And I know we had the alarm division come in and put in the big lights that go over the road rather than standing up. So I don't know if Counselor Givner would like to say anything else.
To add, Counselor Givner? You good?
Sure. Thank you, Madam President. So on Hamden Street, there have been some changes in the lighting to keep the constant flow of traffic. There has yet to be a way to curb larger trucks from using that, since they deliver to like Stop and Shop and stuff right in that corner. But the main constituent concern I've had is about not being able to get out of driveways, but also from the streets shaking from the larger trucks, and then that people can actually feel them in their house. So unfortunately, that problem has not been mitigated. I think that this, even if there was a discussion, I think this is an order that's going to come up again, because more than likely the residents are going to continue to ask about what's being done to mitigate the flow of tractor trailers, because they literally shake the houses on that street. And so the traffic flow is slowed a bit, allowing people to get out of their driveways, but it seems like nothing has been done to keep, larger trucks off the street. So I would stay tuned for more discussion about that, because I'm sure the new ward councilor will get contacted about this again.
Okay, thank you. Not seeing any other discussion.
Motion that the order's been complied with.
Motion that the order's been complied with. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. 44 is public safety, an order that the city engineer investigate the installation of pedestrian safety measures at the crosswalk located on Northampton and Winthrop Street. Recommended that the order has been complied with. Councilor Devine?
Yes, on the spreadsheet from the engineer, she did write that to appropriate funding for the installation of, where are we? I guess it's called a
RFB, that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that was Counselor Anderson Burgos, his order.
Is there anything you want to add?
Just that it's been complied with, and that she's asking for the rapid flashing beacon and the possibility of installation of curve extensions.
Okay.
And that's what she put on her report as well.
Okay, thank you. On the motion that the order has been,
I just want
Councilor Anderson Burgos?
Thank you. Yeah.
Councilor Grady.
Just wanted to make a couple notes since it was my order. So I'm driving through this section of Northampton Street, and cars do speed like rapid. And this section of Northampton Street, there's a school right across the street, and I see children crossing day in and day out, and the fear is that one of these kids are going to get hit. And so that's what got me to file the order, and not to mention that the director of the school actually reached out to me with the same concerns. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Graney?
Yeah, I was going to mention the fact that the Lutheran school is right there at that crosswalk, and there is a crosswalk that exists there now, and they do have church services, I guess, on Sunday. The synagogue is also in close proximity to that, so it's a good order. I don't think that the school is still in existence. I think it's now turned into a gift shop. Unfortunately, if we lose a school, it always hurts, but it's a good order, and I think it should be well taken. Thank you.
On the motion that this order has been complied with, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I just noticed a little housekeeping. Counselor Rivera, you didn't sign these orders. Are you interested in signing these public safety orders or no? Just wasn't sure.
Yes, I didn't even see those. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. Just wanted to make sure. Thank you. Okay, then we are on, almost done there.
46.
45, state and committee. So, yep, 46 is public safety and order that DPW consider resurfacing the roadbed on Woodland Street. Recommended that the city engineer's recommendation be accepted. Counselor Devine?
Yes, and on the spreadsheet, the engineer said that close order as completed. So I'm taking that is going to happen.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, so.
The motion to accept the committee report.
Yep.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept the committee report. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 47 and 48 have remained in committee. 49 is public safety, an order for installation of a perimeter fence and implementation of a pay-to-park system at the Main Street parking lot across from 299 Main Street. Recommended that the order be referred to the Parking Advisory Committee. Counselor Devine?
Yes, and Counselor Jenny Rivera wanted her name added to this and that it be tabled until the engineer can update us.
Oh, okay.
And send it to the Parking Advisory Committee.
So you want this tabled, or you just want it sent to the Parking Advisory?
It just says, I'm sorry,
No, it's okay.
tabled until engineering update, and to add Counselor Jenny Rivera's name to it.
Okay. Counselor Graney?
Just quickly, I
Sure.
think that maybe it should be sent to the Parking Advisory Committee
And then,
prior to being tabled.
that's what I was kind of,
Fine.
okay.
That's
So why don't we just send it to the Parking Advisory Committee, and if we need to file another order, we can do that.
Okay.
But, all right. Any other discussion? So on the motion to refer to the Parking Advisory Committee, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 50 is public safety, an order that speed humps be placed on Old Jarvis. Recommended that the order has been complied with and be referred to HPD for enforcement. Counselor Devine.
Yes, that's pretty standard what she wrote, and we talked about it, and they did want to send it to the police department so that they could keep track of it and make sure that that they collected information, and if people need to be ticketed, then they're ticketed. But definitely send it to the police department for enforcement.
Okay. Anyone else?
So motion that the committee report be received?
Motion that the committee report be received. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 51 through 54 have stayed in committee. 55 is public safety, an order constituent request that the engineer, DPW Highway Department, develop a plan to install safety measures on Northampton Street and Beach Street intersection. Recommended that the order has been complied with and be referred to the DPW to stripe the roadway per the recommendation of the city engineer. Counselor Devine?
Motion to accept the committee report.
Motion has been made, and I think I heard a second, to accept the committee report under discussion. Counselor Devine?
Accept Victoria's recommendation and refer it to the DPW. And obviously, this won't be get done until the springtime when
Okay.
they're able to do that.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And 56 is public safety. An order that the city engineer report on possible improvements at the entrance to Woodmark Glen neighborhood in order to safeguard life and property. Recommended that the order has been complied with. Counselor Devine?
Yeah, and that's what, I make a motion that the committee report be accepted, and that's what the engineer also said it was complied with.
Okay. So the motion was to accept the committee report. Is there any other discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 57 remained in committee. And last, 58 is public safety. Communication petition from the residents of Ward 1, concerns regarding crosswalk at Chestnut and Lyman Streets. Recommended that the order has been complied with. Councilor Devine.
Motion that we accept the committee report. This was a petition that was fairly old, a few years old, so that's why we're just accepting the committee report that we accepted the petition.
Any other discussion? So the motion was to accept the committee report. This has been complied with. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for doing that at the last minute. Really appreciate that.
No
And I'm
problem.
sure Councilor Rivera does as well.
Oh, she does, she does.
So motions, orders, and resolutions, unless we need to vote on it tonight, we're just going to send things to committee. So item 59 is filed by Councilor McGrath-Smith, ordered that HPD and DPW develop a list of 10 to 15 points across the city which would benefit from permanent speed limit reminders to the public and present a plan for installing permanent speed radar signs at those points.
Public safety, copy to HPD and DPW.
Sent to public safety with a copy to HPD and DPW was seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. 60 is filed by Councilor McGrath-Smith. Ordered that a plan be presented to public safety concerning how C-Click Fix can be effectively implemented through DPW, engineering, and council. Where would you like that sent?
Public safety with copy to DPW and engineering.
Second.
Motion to send to public safety with a copy to DPW and engineering. It's been seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Madam Chair, just
Yes.
real quick.
Yes, Councilor Devine.
I think definitely these go to public safety, and we don't know who's going to be on public safety yet. But it's not a worry, but when we send copies to police department, fire department, wherever, I'm not sure what they do with them. So I'm just wondering in the future.
Jeffrey actually sends, that's a good question. Jeffrey sends copies to them of the actual order, like
Right.
this that's filed, so
Right.
that they're aware that that order
Right.
was filed.
Right, but what I'm saying is that if it's just sent to public safety without the copies, we're going to be calling them in anyways. So it's just a thought.
It just gives them a heads up.
Okay,
As a former City Hall employee, it is much
Okay.
appreciated.
okay.
So, yeah, no, good question. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 61 was filed by Councilor McGrath-Smith, ordered that a monthly standing order be added to public safety meetings where committee reviews C-Click Fix report and the status of logged issues.
Public safety, please.
Send to public safety. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. 62 is filed by Councilor McGrath-Smith that the City Council establish a traffic commission to oversee and coordinate citywide traffic management, safety, and infrastructure improvements, including developing and recommending traffic regulations and ordinances and reviewing and recommending for approval traffic-related proposals. This commission will include representatives from council, engineering, HPD, and DPW. Where would you like this sent?
Ordinance.
Sent to ordinance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. 63 is filed by Councilor Jenny Rivera, ordered that the DPW install a handicap sign at 330 Maple Street. Send to ordinance.
Copy to disabilities.
Thank you. Send to ordinance with a copy to disabilities. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 64 is filed by Councilors Bartley and Ocasio. DGR committee invite Frank Martinez from Enlace de Familias to meet with the committee to hear updates from Enlace's perspective relative to the two recent fires in Holyoke. Send to DGR. Councilor Ocasio?
On that order, it's supposed to be Frank also, not Felix.
Yes.
Typo.
Thank you.
So that's motion to.
Could you add Sullivan to that? Because
Sure.
Councilor Ocasio, Councilor Bartley, and the DGR chair will no longer be here.
You could add Councilor Graining to that, too.
The motion was to amend this to change, make sure correct to Frank's name.
Madam President,
Yes, Councilor Anderson Burgos.
I'd like to package item 65 and 67, send it to.
Oh, hold on one second though, because we just haven't voted to send this to GGR yet.
Oh,
But I love what you're doing. Hold on one second.
Got you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, go ahead.
Yep, so I'd like to package item 65 and 67 and send it to, refer it to Finance Committee.
Okay. 65 and 67, package and send to finance, a motion to suspend the rules. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so 65 is filed by Councilors Bartley and Bacon, that the City Council accept the attached news articles published in the Republican on December 11th concerning the status of the city's finances. And 67 is that the City Council is filed by Councilors Bartley and Bacon, that the City Council accept the attached email from DLS with an update on the process to contract with a vendor to correct the catastrophic condition of the city's finances, both referred to finance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Another motion
Yes.
to package 66 and 68, and motion to receive both.
Okay. The motion was to suspend the rules to package 66 with 68. All those in favor to suspend the rules?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and one second, I'm just going to read them into the record. 66 was filed by Councilors Bartley and Bacon. The Law Department update the City Council as soon as possible regarding the litigation filed in Massachusetts Land Court regarding the Elmwood Forest. And both the amended complaint of the plaintiffs and the motion to dismiss are attached to this order. And then 68 is from Councilor Bartley, and it's a thank you to all of Elmwood and Ward 3 for allowing me to represent you for the last 14 years, and that was a motion to receive. And I do see Councilor Bacon's hand.
Thank you, Madam President. Could we also send item 66 to the Law Department so that they could include that? I've asked for them to do the annual report that we still haven't received, so maybe they could just include this in it.
Sure. So the motion would be to receive and send 66 a copy to the Law Department so they can add it to their annual report. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Alrighty, we did 69. 70 is filed by Councilor Devine, ordered that the City Council adopt the attached resolution regarding increased transparency in board communication with citizens.
Send to public service.
Send to public service. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. I would entertain a motion that we take 71 through 74
So move.
as a package.
Second.
All right. The motion was made to suspend the rules, take items 71 through 74. So on the motion to suspend the rules, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I will read them into the record. They're all transfer requests. And 71 is a transfer of $15,038.76 from Sergeant and Patrol to Injured on Duty. 72 is a transfer request of $13,934.99 from Sergeant and Patrol to Injured on Duty. 73 is a transfer request of $3,142.74 from Fire Lieutenant to Injured on Duty. And 74 is a transfer request of $5,788.48 from Fire Lieutenant and Firefighter to Injured on Duty. I would entertain a motion to pass the first reading.
Motion to pass the first reading?
Second.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to pass the first reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah, motion to pass second reading, and these are injured on duty, so they would automatically go to the
Yep.
department.
So the motion was made and seconded to pass the second reading. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you are voting to adopt items 71 through 74.
Bacon?
Yes.
Bacon. Anderson Burgos?
Yes.
Devine?
Yes.
Givner?
Yes.
Graney?
Yes.
Jordan?
Yes.
McGrath Smith?
Yes.
Murphy Ramboletti?
Yes.
Ocasio? Rivera?
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
Unanimous vote.
Unanimous vote. With that, you've passed those. 76 is, yes, 76 is,
77, 78.
we did 77, 78. Oh, I skipped 75?
Yep.
Just kidding. 75 was filed by Counselor Devine. Do you want to take 75 and 76 as a package and send them to
Yeah,
finance?
send it to finance.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to suspend the rules, take items 75 and 76 on the motion to suspend the rules. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 75 is that the city council accept the provisions of the fiscal year 26 state 911 department training grant program, $12,967.16, no match. And 76 is the fiscal year 2026 state 911 department support and incentive grant program, $306,000 and $443, no match. Motion was made and seconded to send to finance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We did 77, 78, and 79, and 80. That leaves us,
Motion to adjourn?
not yet,
Oh,
tranquilo. 81 is filed by Councilors Bartley and Graney. Per the written commentary of the city engineer at Public Safety from December 15th, the condition of Woodland Street is, quote, below the average road safety rating and should be resurfaced. Refer to DPW superintendent and city engineer to add Woodland Street to the list of city-owned streets to be resurfaced no later than fiscal year 27. Send to DPW and the city engineer.
Second.
So moved.
Anything, all those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to
Second.
adjourn.
That had like a question mark.
Been made and seconded.
All
those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so
Happy
moved.
holidays, everyone.
Thank
Merry
you,
Christmas
everyone.
and happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas. Happy New Year.